Yes.
We're deemed worthy because we now have hope. And that hope is something that someone else out there just needs to have.
Come on.
You see, your hand outstretched to someone is the hand of God that someone is needing in their life.
Amen.
Why are we not sharing our hope? Something we're not asking to comfort anyone. We're just asking to share hope. Our testimonies, the good or the bad, is what someone else needs to hear. Pastor told us yesterday about and I made a little note, about a 13-year-old that someone asked her to pray on. Obviously, the life that this person is living, 13 years old. 13 years old. I don't even know if I had sense at 13 years old. But 13 years old, somebody has spoken something into his life. His life is now so broken that this child is collapsing at school to the place where he's not able to walk. They're not sure if it's psychological, physiological, physical, any of the other scientific terms you want to. No one knows what is spoken into that child's life that has caused that to happen. And we see it happening with our teenagers and our youngsters. No, there's not a day you don't go on Facebook. For those of you who go on the news, where some child has taken their lives and they streamed it live. Like, what is that about?
Yes.
How did our teenagers get to that place where they think that there is no hope or future for them at 13 years old? 13 years old when you should still be concerned about running up and down.
Yes.
How are you so burdened at 13 that taking your life is the only solution? Is that because we are not living a lifestyle that these children can see? Are we not being examples that they can emulate? Is there no one in their lives that they can pattern? Then we're failing.
Yes.
We are failing. No, maybe you think that you have to be perfect. Like me, I was a perfectionist. My dad, like most Jamaican men, drilled that into their children. You had to be perfect. But we know that God is not that Father. He doesn't require us to be perfect. He doesn't just call the righteous people to do the work for him, because otherwise, Moses, who was a murderer, Moses was charged with leading God's people into the promised land. Moses was charged, even though he was a stutterer, to go before Pharaoh and say, listen, let go of God's people. No. Saul was murdering off God's people. And we know what he became when he became Paul. How he changed and how he suffered, and considered it joy to suffer for that. Because when he met God, his life was changed. And he lived all the rest of his life as an example to God. Jonah ran away from God. Miriam was a gossip. Gideon and Thomas were doubters, and Abraham was a liar. David was a killer, a liar, a cheat, the list goes on for him. And John the Baptist was a loudmouth, and Martha was a worrier. Worry, that's us. We're always worried about something, concerned about something, trying to figure something out. But guess what? All of those people made it into the Bible.
Yes.
How?
Yes.
Because God wanted you to know, and God wanted you to have an example that no matter what it is that you think is your flaw, God is going to use that.
Amen.
Because years ago, God set those people up for us as an example. Today, God used them, and in their example, they found a place in the Bible that we can relate to. And I know, like me, you can see so much of yourself in so much of the people that we see in the Bible. Because they had a part to play, and they were part of God's plan, and they carried out the plan that God had for them. No, we have a perfect example in Christ. When we read it in our scripture, in this scripture, God has an assignment for Christ. His assignment was to be born and to die for our sins. Did he just sit around and say, you know what, they're going to crucify me, so I'm just going to wait here till my time comes? No, he didn't do that. He was healing people. making blind people see. He was going out and preaching them. No, listen, I'm not like any of you in here. But if they tell me come Tuesday they're going to crucify me, I'm going to just sit here and wait. I'm telling you the God's truth. Why would I need to tell? I'm already going to die for you. Why do I still need to try to give you hope? But he did that. Yes. How much of us can say that if we were charged to die, that we would still give people hope, and we are not charged to die. We're just charged to live and to be an example for someone else.
Come on now.
We're not doing that. We're not Noah, who was charged to build a boat and to just gather everything up, and when people were out there laughing and carrying on. Because we know, when people start laughing at us, no, we want to fight. We want to forget about what was going to happen, and we want to, check them. What did he do? What are you talking about? You don't know what I'm about. But he didn't. God is not asking us to die, and he's not asking us to be the only ones left on the face of the earth. He's asking us to just go out and tell somebody about me. It is our interaction with others that we make the best connections. It's funny that we don't want to do our assignment for God. Some of us are not doing our assignments for God. But if our boss tells us on Wednesday, like they did with me, come Friday 12 o'clock, this needs to be done, I'll come in early, I leave late, I'll work on Saturday, anything to get that assignment to do, because guess what? I want to keep that job. I got bills to pay, and I want them to think, okay, Janet is a hard worker. I'm pleasing that person in completing that assignment. If our friends say, hey, can you help me move, or go with me to the mall, or go down the road, or whatever else, we going. Even though it's going to cost us great inconvenience to ourselves, we're going, because why? We want those people to think we're trustworthy. We want those people to think we're dependable. Yes. But God says, listen, go out and tell somebody about me. You're like, Lord, hands up. Could you send somebody else right now? Because I'm kind of busy doing man's work. I can't really work on that. When our bills and our commitments come due, we make sure it's done. Yes. But this one assignment, for our lifetime, one assignment, we're not able to do that. Why is that? You see, we want to work with God on our time, not God's time. How is that? Can you imagine if God was like our bosses? By and large, you know it. If God was like man and we didn't do our assignment, long time we'd be out here looking for something else to do. But we're not doing our assignments, and we want God to wait on our time. Now, I don't know what they call it, but back when I was in school in biology, there was an assignment where you got a seed and you had to plant it in the dirt, and you had to water it, and you had to put it in the sun, and you had to record all the things that happened, right? Yes. Now, could we have turned in that assignment with just putting the seed in the dirt and carrying it to the teacher and said, hey, here's my assignment, I'm done? No. Could we just write the report of what we think is going to happen and turn it in and say, all right, my assignment is done? No. But we want to do that with God. That's right. We want to do that with God, but God says, I planted seeds of greatness in you. God is waiting for us to put down roots and to start to bloom. Yes. Because when we start to bloom, others begin to look at the beauty in us and wonder about that beauty and say, why is she glowing like that? Why is it her life going to hell from the things they know? And yet she's still smiling. It is the God in us. It is God in us that people are seeing now. And they're saying, I probably need to find out what's going on. Well, she knew that's a secret. Because if we were to be graded right now, I think we would all fail. Because we're not reflecting the change of God in our lives. And we were made in His image. Yes. And if we're made in the image of a perfect God, while he doesn't require us to be perfect, he's just saying, listen, just reflect some of it. Be charitable to your neighbor. Tell your neighbor about me. Tell your neighbor that they can have hope in me. That's it. You see, we as children of God are the light of the world.
Amen.
But we're not acting like it. We're hiding our light, and we're hiding in open places. Which is weird because we live in a country where we're not persecuted for worship. We can freely gather wherever we want in homes and churches and hotels like this, and we can worship God.
Amen.
There are places in this world where people have to hide in dungeons or they're being beheaded or persecuted for worshiping God. But we don't have that problem.
No.
But yet we're still hiding in open spaces. Why is that? You see, God's light is in us. And when God's light is in you, nothing can dim that light. It says in Daniel 12 verse 3, those who may lead many to righteousness will shine like the stars forever. We are the light that should be shining so others can see us. But no, we're blending in and dimming light and not wanting anyone to know that we're Christians or God's people. John 12 verse 36 reminds us, believe in the light while you have the light, so that you can become the children of light. Luke also says, shine on those living in the darkness and in the shadow of death, to guide their feet to a path of peace. As God's children, we need to shine bright.
Come on.
And draw others like the lighthouse to us so that they can come and say, listen, what is it that is going on in your life that you can still be so joyful or cheerful? And you say, listen, because I got hope.
Amen. Amen.
See, right now, God is pressing on some of us. God is beating on some of us, and God is trying to shake some of us loose.
Yes, Lord.
Because why? It is time.
Yes.
Yes.
Now is the time.
Amen.
We're saying that God put me through this and God put me through that and He tested me and He tried me. No. God is actually trying to shake you loose from your comfort zone, because your job wasn't to be born, acquire things in this life and just sit up in here and then just wait for the judgment to come. That is not what your purpose is. That is not your purpose. This is the time, and He's shaking us up because God wants everyone to receive salvation. God is waiting on us to help Him bring in the harvest. He's moving some people out of your life, and He's moving you out of some situations. And He's breaking down some strongholds in your life, because guess what? When you are alone and you are standing there, you are standing on His word and His will, that His assignment should be finished. Family, the Bible tells us that none of us know the hour, the minute, or the day that God is going to come. So how can we be waiting to do our assignments? If we don't know when God is coming, how are we waiting to finish the assignment? We can't put off tomorrow to do God's work, because we don't know when God is coming. If God came tomorrow, how many of us would be called up with Him? That is something we need to think on. We need to think about that, because we don't want to be like the foolish bridesmaids. You see, they assumed they knew the time. They were working under their own mental faculty, as it were. They thought, surely the man just coming from Boca, how long it can take him to get up here? So they only bring enough oil for the Boca ride, right? But it wasn't in that time. And that is how we're treating God. Like, Father God, I know you're going to come in 1,000 years, so I got time. It's not going to be my time. It's going to be my children's time or some other people's time. But we don't know. Again, if God came tomorrow, where would we be? We don't want to be out there scrambling around in the last minute when we hear the trumpet sound, trying to go now run around and try to save someone. No. God is going to tell us on that time, depart from me, because I don't know you. I never saw you out in the field. I never saw you reaping souls for me. I never saw you doing my work. Depart from me. You see, being a Christian doesn't mean that you're baptized, you're saved, and you come to church every Sunday. That alone not going to save you.
No.
That alone is not the work that God has for you. And if we are thinking that that is enough and we have checked that box, I'm going to tell you, go back and check something else. Because we don't want God to come and catch us unprepared. I encourage you not to be like the man with the 1 talent. 1 gift. Something that his master gave to him. But what did he do? Bury it up. Like, put it aside. When the man comes, he just want to give back him stuff. What happened? God took that gift from him and gave it to somebody else. And God cast him out into the darkness. Is that what we want for ourselves? And we're Christians for years and years? I don't know about you, but I don't want God's wrath on me. He's calling us today to save his children. No, again, we're not asked to die for them, like I said. We're not asked to build a boat and to save anyone. We're just asked to share the hope that we have in God. Brother Ash reminded us, who are we to say no to God? Amen. Who are we? How are we so bold that we can say, you know what, God, send Nicole because I'm busy today. Or God, I'll do this on Friday. Sister Pat's nephew was a very young man when he died. I'm sure that he thought he had more time. I'm sure that he thought that he had time enough to do some things in his life and to make some changes. I'm sure that family of 5 that died coming from Jacksonville, those parents probably thought they would live to see their children grow up and to become great men and women of God. But that did not happen. So we do not know the minute or the hour of God's coming. So I'm encouraging you today with the gift that you have to complete your assignment. Amen. Finish your assignment for God. Finish the work that he's already begun in you. And if you're here today and you don't know what that assignment is, Sister Pat says, travail. Pray on it. Pray and meet God and say, Lord God, what is your assignment from me? What would you have me do, Lord? What is it that you want me to do? Because sometimes all you have to do is to just be there for someone. I'm encouraging you today to finish your assignment for God. Amen. Thank you.
God is a good God.